שלום לכל צופי יורומיקס, אני אופק ג'רסי והיום אני נמצא עם באסקר, נציגי מלטה ב-2023. How are you doing today?
How are you? Very well, actually. Very good. How are you?
I'm doing great, very happy to be here. And you represented Malta in Eurovision 2023. How did you get that idea to go to Eurovision at first place?
So it's a bit of a crazy idea because in a time where music was not the biggest priority during obviously the time of COVID, we struggled to find a way how to get our music across. And for Malta, Eurovision is big. I can't say as big as Israel, but it's big and it is well celebrated and a lot of people watch it every year. So we tried to submit a song for 2022, but we didn't manage the deadline. But then we kind of started to plan to submit a song for 2023, but we were not completely convinced because we always said that if we manage to write a good song, we will submit it. And to the point where we were writing and recording songs in prospect of it becoming a submission song. But then we were constantly saying, okay, we're going to do it. So every time we're trying to make the dream more real, to the point where we did actually submit it. And obviously then we went through the Malta Eurovision Song Contest. We went through every process of that, which got us the result of representing Malta, which we really, really appreciated. And obviously we're humbled by it.
Yeah, well, amazing. How did the creative process of the song work? I mean, did the lyrics come first, then the melody? How did it work exactly?
So I think it started out with an idea that Dave had for us. He had a sort of like a demo which he represented to us to see what we think. And I think that was the first time we've heard it way back in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But then obviously we did not manage to submit for the entry of 2022, so it got delayed by a year. But then in the meantime, we all started writing new tunes and sort of like, I believe up to that point, we wrote around 7 songs. And then around September 2023, we all met up with our producer, which we're going to produce the song with him. And we all started hearing all the songs that we had written, the demos. And this one, I believe it stood out the most. Mainly, I think Sean, it was what Sean got him excited when
really cool
from the bunch. Cool sax and the bass line.
And then he had removed the lyrics, if I'm not mistaken.
So just a correction, it was September 2022, not 2022. But yeah, I presented a song with totally different lyrics, but I had worked on the production of it. The production is what we now know as dance, but the lyrics and the melody were totally different. So to answer your question, the production came first rather than the lyrics or the melody. Then we knew where we wanted to go as regarding to the rhythm and the pace of the song. So new lyrics and new melody were written for that.
Nice. And you won actually the Malta Eurovision Song Contest. You won it by both jury and televote. How was the feeling to win the national selection and be accepted by the Maltese people like that? How was it?
I think it was actually in the jury vote we came tied first. If I'm not mistaken.
We were second.
Points. Sorry for my obsession. I remember counting when we were on the stage vote, you know. And then we did very well with the public vote. In fact, we got enough points. We covered the 30 top 5 with the amount of votes we got from the public, which was probably the biggest compliment we could ever receive from the Maltese public. And we still thank them to this day because it changed our life. Obviously, we knew what came with winning the Malta Eurovision Song Contest, but then again, you never know what's coming. You know what I mean? So the excitement really took over. We were all like, "Oh my God, it actually happened!" You know, this project that we've been working on for so long is now finally bearing the biggest fruits possible. You know, after seeing so many of our songs also, like with a lot of effort still and the same vigor in songwriting and the effort the guys put in as well, we never really reached that level of success, in my opinion. And then suddenly from that competition and winning that competition, it changed the perspective of the band completely. It changed how people look at us. It also vindicated the hours we spent doing everything we do and practicing the craft and writing songs and everything which comes in between. You know, things that the nitty-gritty that people don't get to see. You know, the really difficult stuff. Everyone enjoys the limelight, but at the end of the day, it's the hard work in the background which matters, you know? And that vindicates all that hard work.
Nice. Yeah, really good to hear. And fast forward to Eurovision 2023 in Liverpool. How was the interaction with the people over there? And most importantly, how was the interaction with Noah Kirel, specifically our Israeli representative? We know something had happened there, and we just want a confirmation.
I think with regards to Liverpool, for us, definitely it was a dream. Happening in Liverpool, it was something special for us, especially since for John, he grew up listening to the Beatles, and going to the home of the Beatles was a dream come true. There was a lot of good reception from the British crowd, especially since England had done well in the past, but recently they weren't doing so well up until Sam Ryder came along. Wow. And Eurovision was not as big up until Sam Ryder represented UK, and then it just blew out. And then we got to be in Liverpool because obviously, unfortunately, Ukraine couldn't host. So with all that being said, we enjoyed being in Liverpool because also in Malta, English is a second language, national language. So for us, it felt like home. Then with regards to Noah Kirel, fairly enough, when we were in Israel, I heard she had fallen sick. So for the red carpet, she didn't stay long. She came for the press. Then she took a back seat and she didn't even perform because she was not feeling well. In Liverpool, we did have a bit of an interaction, but it was very, 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 very short-lived because it was we had the same. Our dressing room was very close to hers, but we more or less were just constantly practicing. So she was practicing in the hallway, and we were practicing everywhere because we are just like that. And at the point, we were just like constantly like bumping with each other in the corridor. But I think there was no real story.
We used to do this a lot.
Yeah,
like all the time.
Yeah.
But obviously, as a massive character, her team was a massive team, you know, as in they all looked fantastic and did a very good job. So from our end, you always look in awe, you know, as in you don't always feel confident to go up to Noah Kirel and say, "Hey, it's me, Sean. You know, who the hell are you?" Like, Noah Kirel is a huge artist, you know, especially in Israel. She's a sensation. So from a family of sensations. So, you know, it's always a bit awe-striking to meet people like that.
I would go and talk with her, but if I were you, but yeah. And are you still in touch with anyone from Eurovision 2023?
Yes and no. I think we do exchange a bit of messages every now and then with
Turan.
I speak to Callum sometimes on Callum. Instagram, the drummer from Wild Youth.
Who else? Thea.
She came to Malta.
Thea came to Malta. We had interactions with her even last year because she came for the songwriting camp.
We opened up for a concert of Luke Black as well in the UK, which was amazing. Yeah, we loved that guy. It was one of the first people we spoke to in Israel as well. So it was one of the first people we got a connection with, and we still speak.
Yeah, we also admire Vesna from a distance. We just enjoy seeing her.
On the bus though a lot.
Yeah. No, but ever since Eurovision, you know what I mean. Ever since Eurovision, like we
respect what they're doing.
We respect what they're doing for sure.
But everyone was cool, even Joker out, all the other actors, and everyone was really kind and friendly. Just it's a pity we can't speak to all of them all the time, you know. But
yeah, amazing to hear. And how did you feel? I know you didn't qualify for the final. It probably came with like missing out, a feeling of missing out, probably. How did you feel about it, like in real time, and what did you learn from your Eurovision experience?
I think we all had different reactions.
I like what you say, though. You always mention that you look at it in a way that instead of we had 2 nights, we had 1 night.
Yeah.
And I love the way of that thinking, as in it's a very positive way of looking at it. You know, you still performed, you did your thing, just because you didn't qualify because of a public vote, you know. And we're a little tiny island, you know, south of Sicily, so not many people can vote for us sometimes. And also, we knew had the disadvantages leading up to it, so we were not prepared for it. But you know, we still wanted to pass, and that's what we strived and worked for. But at the end of the day, it's not what it's about, you know.
Yeah,
we got what we wanted.
Because what Sean is mentioning is that I generally try to put it in a context that Eurovision, the experience was there for everyone to enjoy. Some people left home on a Tuesday, some people left home on a Thursday, some people left home on a Saturday. But at the end of the week, everyone went back home. The opportunity that Eurovision doesn't just stop on the stage, and we can see that 2 years later we're having this interview, that it's such a brilliant experience that we do not want to devalue it by the idea of not getting through to the final, because we still have a lot of value from that. We did feel the feeling of missing out, but mostly it was a rather disappointment for the feeling that Malta hasn't gone through the final the year before, and it felt like we had that weight on our shoulders for us to not disappoint our home country or let people down, because there was such a big team working behind the scenes that we just felt like we needed to soldier on to make them proud as well. But then again, at the end of the day, we're pretty sure, and we felt that they were still proud of us, and that is a big moment of gratitude from us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, very nice to hear. And you just released a new EP, Talking Back. We know that the songs were a huge success in Malta. You topped the charts, and I want to ask you, why did you choose to promote the EP in Israel, and specifically in that time? As we all know, it's a really harsh time. It's a rather surprising choice. Why? Just why?
I think music, especially in difficult times, one can easily listen to it and and feel sort of like this escapism. And all of us, me personally, I always saw music when I listened to it, sort of like put me somewhere else. And I believe for us to release this EP was a right opportunity, because first and foremost was the opportunity to distribute our songs to other places in other countries, and Israel is one of them. And it felt special for us because even we were always, I believe Israel voted for us. We actually received 2 points from Israel. So we know that there are people obviously that listen to our music, even based on some of our analytics that we receive, from the distribution channel. It seems that there are a lot of people from there who listen to our music, and sort of it was like a gift from us. We have these brand new songs that were released post Eurovision, and whilst we're working on our new music, we thought it was the perfect time sort of to give out something whilst we're doing something else, working on what's coming up next. And the reception has been so far really, really great, because obviously we get notified, like, guys, you're being watched on Israel MTV, you're also in the charts. So again, this for us means a lot, because it's something that obviously people are appreciating our music, and obviously at the end of the day, it's what we aim for. We love writing music, so again, songwriting and releasing songs is our passion, but it's always nice that those songs then are being actually appreciated by the listener. And I believe so far it's been a great success.
Nice. We're really happy that you're here. Yeah, sorry, it's not my native language, unlike you. We're 1 month before Eurovision 2025. Have you listened to the songs? Do you have a favorite? Perhaps you've listened to Yuval Raphael song. What do you think about it?
So with regards to favorite, currently I think I'm carrying on with Austria and Australia. Two very different songs, but especially since I was part of the Austria song, it just has a bit more familiarity for us. I know John is also with that, and Sean also listened a bit to Australia. He liked that.
I will also add Italy. So far my two favorites, Italy. Austria and Italy, yes.
Mostly from my end, I'm leaving most of them as a surprise. I'm carrying the Maltese flag. I saw the odds. I like Malta's chances. So I'm going to be classic Maltese and win, being a very tiny island south of Sicily. So I'm going to be very positive.
Yeah, nice. I mean, and have you listened to the Israeli song? Or
Yes, we actually did.
Yeah.
And personally, I really appreciated the way how it's very stripped down compared to previous entries. It's sort of it's very emotional, and I really like the music as well and the message.
Yeah, well, thank you. And do you finally have a message that you wish to convey to the Euromix COIL viewers?
First and foremost, thank you for inviting us. That this is something amazing for us to be able to share not just our story, but our music, which is very dear to us. Thank you for following us, and thank you for listening to our songs, because that is who we are. And also a big thank you for welcoming us back in 2023. It was something special. We kept on mentioning how heartwarming the reception from Eurofans in Israel and Tel Aviv were, and how welcoming they were to all of us. But we just keep on getting messages every day, more or less, on what we had, with the people that we met in Israel and Tel Aviv, and thank you for that. We enjoy receiving messages, so do not hesitate. And you can also, if anyone is interested, to find out more about our journey. When we just did a kind of podcast documentary on YouTube, and we mentioned a lot of these stories, if anyone is interested in the whole story of our Eurovision journey.
Nice. Thank you very much, the Busker. I wish you a very good luck in Israel, in your career, and in general.